The Red Sea Max Nano Peninsula is 18 months old, but should you buy it? Welcome to my latest video of the Red Sea Reefer Peninsula 100 litre tank. It's 18 months old, and despite the issues, I've got to say I'm pretty happy with where it is at the moment. But this is about a review of the tank itself, lights, all that kind of good stuff. We might cover livestock, but that's really for another video because of the issues I had with dinoflagellus and what's going on. But the corals are beginning to pop, which is a really good thing. So let's start at the top. So here we have the stock light, which is the Red Sea LED 50. Got to say, really happy with the light. Really easy to use, really easy to set up. It all comes part of the Red Sea app, and I've got to say I'm really loving the light. Corals beginning to pop. Now I haven't got corals that are really high intensity light. We've got a Goniopora, got a torch over the back, got a couple of Nems over there, chalice which are really quite low light, and then I've got a couple of rock Nems, and that's about it. I've got one SPS there, which is a Hystrix that you can just about see, which is supposed to be green but it's brown, but I think that's to do with stuff going on with the dinos, nothing to do with the actual light itself. So I'd say it's a thumbs up, definitely if you're looking to keep LPS. Over time I'll put SPS in there, so I don't know. It's run at about 45% blue and about 25% light, white. I only keep it on for about 7 hours or so, and I've reduced the lighting both in terms of intensity and also in terms of the time period because of what's going on in the tank. Now, if I look at the return pump next, so that's the stock return pump. It seems to do an okay job. If I have a look at that, this is the kind of flow that's coming out for the surface agitation. But I would say, personally, is insufficient flow. So I've got a Nero 3 there, and I think really it probably needs another power head. And the problem you've got with that is, if I put an MP10, say there or the other side, it's going to block the three sides of the view, so it's going to look ugly. And that was the reason why I put a Nero 3 there, for the simple reason you've got a really, really slim look to it. It needs a bit of a clean, but it is actually pretty slick. So I think I might put something like a Tunzi on the side over here. I can put a Tunzi there, and that won't look too bad. Or I could put a Tunzi or a J-Cod there just to go round the back. There's very little flow around the back of the tank, and I've got some dead spots. I can't put a Nero 3 on the opposite side, which I would love to do, because we've got the filter socks in this area here, and you just can't get down. Whereas here, this is pretty much free now that I've taken the stock ATO out. So there's a magnet the other side of that, and that works really, really well. So I'm really happy with that. I think then if we look at the back, the filter sock is there, and you've got the sponge as well. I change that probably every 4 days, and that seems to do pretty well. It clears up a lot of the crud. I'm very happy with that. The skimmer, it's got some decent skimmate in it, as you'll be able to see. It's a little bit dark, just so I can capture the light of the tank. So that does what it's supposed to say on the tin. It's not deadly silent, as you can probably hear, but I'm okay with that. Now, in here I've got a couple of chambers. I've got the Red Sea ATO 3-in-1, absolutely fantastic product. Done a review on that a few months ago, and I'll leave that at the end of the video. And you can just see in here, the ATO is there, the sensors here. It did have the stock ATO in here, but only lasted about 2 litres at a time, so I was not happy about that. So I replaced it, and I'll come to into the cabinet in a moment. But keep this relatively clear. I've got a little bit of live rock in here, and I've got some Roa Foss in there at the moment as well. The only downside is an all-in-one. You've got very little room to put any kit in the back, but I do like this here. So that makes a big difference because it hides everything away. Whereas if that's down, it looks a bit ugly. And especially if I start dosing, and not dosing at the moment, if you look at that there, it's going to look a bit crap. So I think that's a really nice touch. that they've put a screen there, and that works really well. This is the DD jump guard. I've had these before, nice and easy to put together, certainly in this tank, because it's square, you've got no cutouts in it. So that's really good. Now, if we turn our attention to the tank, it actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? Anyway, if you look at this, really happy with the actual glass box itself. I think I said before on here, you've got the plastic, just along there, you've got the plastic protector that goes all the way along. You can see on the bottom, got some coralline algae there. And that goes, if I look at this length here, it goes all the way along the bottom, all the way along the side. The only part of the tank of display it doesn't is along the back, where there's actually silicone there, which goes obviously into the back where the chamber is. Now, Red Sea brought this out to, I think, stop people from using their glass cleaner, and basically their glass cleaner, and stop them chivvying up. So you can bash that all you like, and it's not going to chiv up your silicone and then cause problems to it. So the quality of the glass is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it after 18 months. I've got no scratches on it, which is great, but that's more to do with my maintenance than anything else. So really pleased with that. And then the cabinet still looks really, really good, although you're in darkness, so you'd have to take my word for it, but really, really pleased with it. Okay, so let's take a look at the cabinet. Plenty of space in here for everything you need for this particular tank. Start with the ATO, so that's a 15 litre tub that I got off of eBay, and you do need a wider neck. So I couldn't really use a normal jerry can for that. Because of the pump for the ATO is quite big, you need to put that in there. The good thing I like about these all-in-ones is because you don't have a sump. And with the Red Sea tanks, if you have the Red Sea Reefer 170, you're gonna ask the question, where do you put your ATO? But also, where do you put all your wires? Because there's no way I'm gonna have my wires above my sump. And as you can see in the 170, there's no wires in there, and you can attach it to the side or the top, and you've got a little bit of space, but I don't trust myself. So the good thing about this particular tank is everything stays within the cabinet, and you don't need any separate cabinets to put your ATO unit or any of your wires. Because what's the point? You might as well just get a bigger tank, which has a dry area, and you can put everything in there. So it's a massive plus on this side. The cabinet's well built. You shouldn't have a problem with rusty hinges because there's no water in here at all. I mean, I don't keep my cabinets tight, as you can see, but I'm pretty cool with that. And then if you have a look at that, I've got a DD controller. For me, that is a must-have. It really does. It's a really solid piece of kit. I've got them on all three tanks, and really helps control your temperature, and it stays pretty much rock solid at 25 degrees. And the good thing is, whilst this is not Wi-Fi, because I've got the Red Sea ATO 3-in-1, that has a heat monitor on it. So if that falls out of range, I get an alert. So the two combined make a lot of sense. I mean, that is about £40 nowadays. Lasts me years, touch wood. And when it goes out of range, then it doesn't send you an alert, but it starts bleeping. And also you can put a chiller on that if you want, so you can, or a fan, so you can control it in the winter. So it does both, which really, really helps. But overall, I'd say the cabinet is well built. You've got to make it yourself, which I'm not a lover of. Not as good as a DD tank cabinets, but of course they're ready-made, so that's never going to happen. A flat pack cabinet or bit of furniture is not going to be as good as a piece of furniture that's already been made in a factory. But overall, I'd say this is really good, and certainly it's a step up to the previous generations of cabinets, and it's better than the Red Sea Reefer 170, and I've had that cabinet for 7 years. So overall, I'm really liking this tank. I think the fact that it's an all-in-one, it comes complete with the light, and virtually all you need is really, really good. Big improvement in the display in terms of a step up from the first generation. And after 18 months, the cabinet's looking pretty good, but it's still early days, I would say, on that. So it's a thumbs up from me. And if you're looking for a nano tank, 100 litres, I don't think you can go wrong with this tank. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, then like, maybe subscribe to future videos. Why not? And see you in the next video.